Okay, welcome guys to the next Blender tutorial. So today we're going to be doing metal shelving. So it's pretty easy to do. It's just a little bit repetitive. So what we're going to do, we're going to keep the default cube. Let me just turn my screen thingies on. Hold on 1 second. Before I forget, because it's like, I always do this. Right. So what we're going to do with the default cube is we're just going to press S for scale and just scale it outwards. And then we're going to go S for scale again and then scale downwards. Okay, so now at this point you want to go into edit mode. And you want to go to the bottom right here. So select this face, the bottom face right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go S to scale, don't move it. And then we're going to go scale inwards. Sorry, E for extrude. Sorry, E for extrude on the bottom. S to scale for just coming in. Just slightly, so it should be flat like that. Sorry about that. It's like S for scale and E for extrude. So what we're going to do is, because we've got this tiny little gap here, this one's okay. I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller. But we've got this massive gap on this side. So what we're going to do is just press S for scale and then go along the axis by holding the center scroll wheel. And then we're just going to clip it so that it's just about the same size. And then we're going to go E for extrude. And then this will come upwards just like so. So that will be our basic shelf. So what we can do now is we can duplicate this and we can make levels on our model. So go back to object mode if you haven't already. So this will be our bottom shelf right here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make the outside struts that go upwards. So for this one we're going to go with a plane. And I'll show you why it's a plane, because working with a cube is just going to be a little bit more of a task. So you want it just about level here. Place it just around your corner, just here. I'm just going to scale it down. Now we're not going to go E for extrude and just bring it straight up. Just going to leave it the way that it is. So what you want to do is go to edit mode. We're going to go Control R and place one in the middle. Control R, place one in the middle. And then we're just going to go Control R, place another one in the middle of those two squares, and then Control R, place another one in the middle. So now what we're making is kind of like an L shape around the outside that makes it look like the metal's been folded over on itself. So we're going to go again with cutting that, and then again with cutting that. So what I want you to do is just take this corner right here. So we're going to select the corner with selection mode at the top. And we're just going to press G, move it along the axis, because if you don't move it along the axis, it can go up or down. You don't want that to happen. So we're just going to place this just in the middle, so it's kind of got a little bit of a rounded curve to it. It doesn't have to be perfect, because let's put it like this: every piece of metal that you've probably seen is bent in some sort of way, so it's okay. So now we're going to want to just select these squares right here. Just press Shift and then click on the squares that you need. We're going to want this pretty thin. And then we're going to press delete on the keyboard. Delete faces. So now we have this L shape. And then from here, we just want to scale this down a little bit. I think it is a little bit thin, but I mean, you can make yours thicker if you wanted to. You can grab the edges. So if you wanted to make this thicker, if you think it's too thin, you can go to edit mode, go to the edge selects tool, and then select these edges. Press Shift whilst you're doing it, and then press S to scale, and you can scale them inwards. That's totally up to you if you want to make that bigger. For me personally, I'm just going to leave it the way that it is. So from this point, what we're going to want to do is make this 3D. So we're going to go to the edit mode. We're going to press A to select everything, and then E to extrude, and this will go straight up. So now this is part of the side of the shelving that we've got right here. So G, I'm just going to move this up a little bit. Okay, so Now this looks like a piece of metal that's been folded over. So I'm going to go to the corner right here. I'm just going to move this inwards so that it's flush with the shelf itself. So now you want to do this on all four corners, but there's a neat little trick. Instead of doing this to all four corners and making 4 objects, what we're going to do is we're going to go Shift D. Now Shift D duplicates, so Shift D, and we're going to move it to the side. Now you notice that this shelf piece that we've just duplicated or cloned is facing the wrong way. So what we want to do is you want to press R for rotate. Make sure that you're on the blue line, which is the Z-axis, and we could type in, say, I think 90 would put it onto the opposite side, but 180 would turn it onto this side. So this piece right here can go here, because 180 is the opposite way. Now usually I do mine in 90s, 90s, 90s for turning things quarterly. It's just easier for me. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab both objects and just bring them down slightly. That's flush. Just make sure that it's flush against your shelf as well. So, yeah. I think I just moved that one down. No, I didn't move that one down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select both. I'm just bringing these both down to floor level so that they're flush. Okay, so now we have these two. So if you shift duplicate this one and you brought it out kind of thing, just leave it over the top. And I rotated this by 180. You notice that nothing happens. So what I would suggest to you is rotate things by at least 90 degrees each. So just go Shift D, and then we've got some of these. Leave it where it is. Then we're going to go rotate and put 90 in. So that brings us up to this one. So now what we can do is we can take these pieces and just move them across the board into position. Just line them up very nicely. Now you notice that if you've got this hatching kind of thing going across right there, you see what's going on right there? It means there's another one underneath. So just press delete, just click delete. And then we're just going to bring this up just to the level. Now you'll notice that we've got the shelves now going on. So what we want to do is make the rest of the shelves on this unit. So we're going to do Shift D, and we're just going to go up. But we're not just going to go up and place it anywhere. If you press 1, it'll place it here. So if I take 1 off and I press 2, it'll place it here. If I press 3, it'll place it here. 4, so on and so forth. So depending on how you would like your shelves, you can get them equidistant from each other. So I've just pressed 4 on this one. So if I go Shift D and then press 4 again, this will give me the exact same space between the shelves as the lower one, between those two. So Shift D, press 4, and we've got another shelf right there. So with these bits as well on the ends, I mean, you could leave them there if you wanted to, but if you really wanted to shrink them down, I mean, you just select them all, press Shift, scale, S scale, and just bring them down to where you need to put them. So that is a basic shelf tutorial. As well, if you wanted to pull these out, just press A to select everything, S to scale. Obviously you've got the camera there as well, it's pulling in, but you can make the drawers bigger or smaller depending on your design size. So yeah, that's basically how to make shelves in Blender. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please subscribe. If you're on Facebook, please follow. Give us a like. Really helps my channel out. I'm trying to get my watch hours up at the minute. So yeah, any help would be absolutely fantastic to attract more people to the channel. Yeah, have a great day, guys. I'll see you in the next one.